Good morning and welcome to the licensing panel. My name is Councillor Lorraine Grocott and I'm the chair of this meeting. So just a few notices to start off with. There are no planned fire alarms for this time. Therefore, should the fire alarm go off, please make your way out of the building via the nearest fire exit to the car park beside the Windmill Public House where your car was. In other words, just follow me. Another notice is that this meeting is also being broadcast live and members of the public are able to view the proceedings. So, present with me are members of the licensing panel and I invite them to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Councillor Sarah Worley-Hoggins.
Good morning, I'm Councillor Ian Shenton.
Thank you. And we also have an officer from Democratic Service.
Yes, good morning. Howard Allison, Democratic Services Officer.
Thank you. And licensing officers?
Licensing Officer Celia Wood.
Good morning, Maggie O'Hare, Licensing Officer.
Perfect. And we also have a legal officer.
Good morning, Melanie Lee, Legal Officer.
Thank you. So, moving on to item 2 on the agenda, apologies for absence. Have we any apologies?
Yes, we have apologies from Councillor Mills and Councillor Sarah Worley-Hoggins is substituting today.
Thank you, Councillor Worley-Hoggins. Item number 3, disclosure of interest. Do any committee members have any interest they would like to declare in relation to the item on the agenda? Heads are shaking. No. Okay, so moving on to item 4, which is the business of the day, which is a matter of private hire vehicle for Mr. A. Silco. Apologies, sorry, Mr. Silco. We're here to consider an application for Mr. A. Silco for the renewal of a private hire vehicle licence for vehicle registration number YB18 AWP. The vehicle exceeds the maximum age as set out in the policy of the council. Thank you. So I now hand over to the licensing officer to present this application. Thank you.
Mr Adam Zilko is seeking permission for an extension on the private hire vehicle licence plate 355, registration number YB18AWP. A copy of the letter from Mr Silco is attached at Appendix 1. The vehicle is a silver Ford Tornado with a diesel engine. It was first registered on the 24th of May 2018. This information is confirmed in the vehicle logbook, which is shown at Appendix 2. The vehicle was initially licensed by Stratford-on-Avon District Council on the 29th of May 2018. The current private hire licence expired on the 23rd of September 2025. A temporary plate was issued to allow the vehicle to continue operating for 1 additional month, taking us a week beyond this panel date. The plate will expire on the 22nd of October 2025. A copy of the Stratford-upon-Avon District Council Hackney carriage and private hire policies will be provided to the panel with this report. The section entitled Private Hire Vehicle Licensing Criteria is found on page 11. Paragraph 3.2 of the private hire vehicle licensing criteria states that vehicle licences will not be renewed once a vehicle is over the age of 6 years from the date of first registration. The restriction on the private hire vehicles being licensed after 6 years has since elapsed and was last considered by the Regulatory Committee in February 2013 when it considered a report entitled New Standards for Taxi and Private Hire Mechanical Testing. The recommendation to the Cabinet was that the private hire vehicles should benefit from an extra year of being licensed, due to the enhanced testing of vehicles, allowing them to be licensed for 7 years in total. The Cabinet resolved to amend the age policy to enable vehicles limited to 6 years of age to benefit from an additional year of use, up to 7 years of age only, if they passed the new type of inspection. An excerpt from the minutes of the Cabinet meeting held on the 2nd of March 2013 are attached at Appendix 3. The application fee is calculated to cover a 12-month period. This enables officers to annually check that the correct level of insurance is in place and that the correct number of MOT and taxi test inspections have taken place during this licence period. On the 1st of July 2025, Mr Zilko applied to renew his private hire vehicle licence for a further 12 months. At the time of this renewal, it was established from the supporting documentation that the vehicle was 7 years and 5 months in age and was already outside the age policy for the class of the vehicle. The mileage at the time of writing this report was 118,032 miles. The matter was discussed with Mr Zilko, who respectfully requested that the application be placed before the licence panel for consideration. The vehicle subject to this report reached 36 months in May 2021 and since that time has been required to be MOT and taxi tested twice yearly. Appendix 4 overleaf outlines the history of the vehicle testing. At the time of writing this report, the DVLA database was searched for the MOT history of the vehicle, and in doing so, it was established that the vehicle failed an MOT on the 13th of August 2024, attached to Appendix 5. It is a requirement of the authorised garage to forward all MOT certificates to the licensing team on completion of the test. This measure is in place to enable the licensing team to take appropriate action where necessary. Neither the garage or Mr Zilko notified the licensing team of this failure. It is worth pointing out that there was no mileage increase to the vehicle between the failure and the pass. So despite the licensing team not being notified, the vehicle has not been driven during the period of the failed MOT. The vehicle has been available to the panel to view prior to the hearing, and the vehicle is owned by Mr Adam Zilko. The vehicle was MOT and taxi tested on the 7th of August 2025 by an authorised garage and was found to be mechanically fit. These are shown at Appendices 6 and 7. Options available to the licensing panel. To exercise its discretion and renew Mr Zilko's private hire vehicle licence in respect of the vehicle registration YB18AWP for such a period of time as the licensing panel committee considers fit, or to refuse the application for the private hire licence to be renewed.
Thank you. Do any of the panel have any questions for the licensing officer? Okay, that's good, thank you. Moving on then. So I now invite Mr Zilko to make your representation. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I would like to ask about extended license because I think car is good condition and safe, and I would like to buy new one, but this time market is very expensive new cars. And when I was in garage offered me for my car only £10,000. Then for me it's not acceptable because new car cost about start price from 45,000 to 60,000, and my car got only 118,000 miles. Everything is brand new. 2 months ago I exchanged all tires, brake pads, everything, and last week I exchanged new battery, which one cost me £360, and I think this car is still good for running, and I ask you about please if you can extend it 1 year more license for me, please.
Thank you. That's very interesting. Thank you for your representation. Do any of the panel have some questions? Oh.
Mr Silko, good morning. Just a couple of quick ones. I noticed on the August 24, you had an advisory, the windscreen, and the advisory does say repair as soon as possible, and I realise it is only an advisory, but we're here now 14 months on, and that's still not been dealt with. Can you tell me why?
Yes, I asked garage, it's very important to change now. They said, no, it's not affected, you can drive, still drive. And as well, I got a fail a couple of months ago because my warranty for car, it's still until May next year. And on warranty, it's like if I got damage in car and car will be fail MOT by law, by government and DVLA, the warranty will pay all cost. And last time I asked garage about fail MOT because I need to present to warranty, and they paid cost £800 for me for wheel bearing and tires and another parts. That why was reason I asked garage for fail MOT. And car was all night in garage. I never go out. And next day garage order parts and replace everything.
Right, I'm going to drill down about the windscreen on this car. Okay, so can I say, have you ever had the windscreen on that vehicle fully replaced, the front windscreen?
Yes, I got a couple of years exchange.
And then tell me what happened as you're driving along after having had that new windscreen put in. What happened?
Yes, I will change. If it's important, I can change this week. It's no problem for me, but garage said we just put not. It's a small damage, but it's acceptable. You still can drive, and it's no problem for me. I can change even this week.
Actually, it was a kind question because I drive quite a big vehicle and things happen, and frequently stones hit that windscreen, and but it still would pass an MOT because it's not within the driver's vision. So I'm looking at this, it's on the passenger side and in the lower left, but I didn't see that when we did the vehicle inspection. I must confess. And if we need to, surely we can stop this meeting and go and have a look at this windscreen if it's an issue. I would suggest.
Okay, so let's adjourn and go and have a look at this windscreen then. Okay, thank you. Thank you. We just reconvened the session. So we just had a quick discussion about your windscreen. And the view was that as the panel, and I'm sure my colleagues will comment on it, we could not see an obvious mark from damage to your windscreen. And we just were commenting on the fact of whether we could insist it being replaced. So I'll just hand over to my colleague.
So I've made the argument that having a car that's susceptible to stones hitting the windscreen, I've made the argument that we could insist that this windscreen is changed, but then you could go out the day after, drive that car, and another stone could hit that windscreen in a far worse place, and then you still don't have do you see what I mean? So that's why I was actually going to show them where the dint is in my current windscreen on the car, on my own vehicles, to sort of do that comparison. So that's where I'm at with it. I think that if it's an advisory note, I think most MOTs would say on it that they've noticed a dink in the windscreen, but there's no other requirement. And also, you could, as I said, you know, other people to get through MOTs will put a new windscreen in, get through the MOT, and then just put the old one back in. I couldn't possibly come, and I'm sure that doesn't happen in Stratford.
Thank you, Councillor Wally-Hoggins. Councillor Shenton.
Thank you. And the reason why I raised it is because I didn't notice it. But the thing is that in the original MOT back in August last year, it was. Let's have a look. It was part of the fail, wasn't it? Oh no, the repair immediately. Windscreen in an unacceptable condition and offside front wheel bearing, rough when rotated. So that that was when it was replaced. Okay. And my concern was that it was still the same windscreen. So if that was when it was replaced.
Okay, if I can say something. I come back just from holiday last week, and when I do MOT, I wasn't go to holiday, and now I come back, and this week, even today, I will call garage and make appointment and exchange this week or even tomorrow if it's space. It's no problem for me to exchange screen. Because garage.
Sorry? Sorry, did you want to say something else, sir?
Because garage said to me, still I can drive, it's no problem. Then I mean like, okay, it's okay. If they will say to me, I need to change immediately, I will do.
And I'm satisfied with that. So I'll withdraw on that.
Thank you. Just for my information as well, you mentioned that at the moment this car is under warranty.
Yes, it's until warranty until May, and the company will contact me a week before, and I can still extend the warranty because it's still good mileage.
Perfect, because at the moment your mileage is, I've just lost it, but you're doing on average about 20,000 miles a year, so not astronomical mileage for a vehicle such as yourselves. So by this time then, next year, it could be, just looking at the thing, about getting on for 140,000 miles, okay. So if we extended it now, the vehicle would be outside warranty, but you'll be able to extend it, and that would cover for things such as your windscreen and any other things that will be MOT failures.
Yes, I will extend next May, and I will straight away today contact with a windscreen company, and I will change.
And just for my interest as well, you mentioned the fact that obviously the car is over the age that accepted in the policy, but it's relatively low mileage, and you're not going to get a very good price for it at the moment to be able to exchange it. if it's not impertinent for me to ask, what would be different in a year's time apart from you have 20,000 miles more on your odometer?
Sorry, I don't...
I mean, from a business point of view, because you're saying you have to extend your, can we extend your licence for a year so you can carry on for another year? Because at the moment, you can't afford to get another, well, you can't get the value for the car to make it viable for you to trade into another car. What do you foresee being different this time next year, if you don't mind me asking, apart from the fact that the car will be a year older and maybe 20,000 more miles on the clock?
I will try save more money and exchange. I don't know how will be this year because this week already it's very quiet and it's big concurrence on the town. And I will try save money and exchange for new one, but it's very difficult for me because this car is very good condition and new car costs lots of money. And I hope so. Maybe this year law will change and we can buy car maybe 4 or 5 years old and register. I don't know.
Thank you. I believe Councillor Wally Hoggins, you have another question?
Mr Silko, your car was immaculate looking at it today. From what we saw, you'd paid a great deal of attention to getting that cleaned and looking very lovely for us, and I'm sure that that is the standard that any of your customers would expect to see there. But nevertheless, the records before us today show that on one occasion you did not comply with your with the licensing rules in failing to inform this authority that this licensing authority that you had failed that your vehicle had failed the MOT. Now, are you now very clear that if that ever happens again, that you must inform us?
Okay, no problem.
And how did that come to pass, please? How did that error happen?
Because, like I said, my warranty got policy. If I will complain, if I will show them MOT failed by policy, by delay, then they will pay all my costs repair. Another way, I need to pay myself, and £800 for exchange everything was lots of money. That's why I asked about fail MOT.
I understand about failing the MOT, but it's actually what I'm bothered about is not notifying us that we'd had that failure. Do you now understand that you must tell us? These are, the officers. Can you help me?
Adam, when your vehicle fails its MOT, you're supposed to tell us in the licensing team. So what we're saying is, should that happen again, do you understand that you need to let us know?
Yes, I understand. Sorry, I didn't know, but I will let you know next time.
The other thing, Mr. Silko, as we discovered when we were looking around the car, and it's just a comment, and it's a personal one as much as anything. I wasn't happy to see that you were carrying fuel in the boot of the car in a can. I know you've said that doesn't normally happen, and I'd ask that that doesn't happen. That's a safety critical item. On the plus side, you had got a fire extinguisher in the boot as well, but so I accept that you got 2 fire extinguishers rather than 1, and but carrying fuel is never a good thing to do, especially when you've got maybe up to 7 passengers alongside you.
Sorry, like I said, I just put diesel for another car and I forget remove, but never happen again like this.
Thank you, Mr. Silko. Have you got anything else you'd like to add at all?
I'm really like to change car, but like I said, it's a difficult time for make money, and value new car is very, very high now. And I will try next year if it's possible.
Thank you, Mr. Silco. Okay. I was just going to say, okay. Sorry, Councillor Wally Hoggins, you have a question for the office?
Yes. Could you help me, please? How many other 7-seater vehicles thereabouts do we have registered within this licensing authority, please?
It's the top end of numbers, and it's not a great deal. We've probably got about 20 vehicles that are 7, above 8. We only license maximum of 8 seats, so there's not that great many 7-seaters.
Sorry, have the officers got anything else they'd like to add? Thank you. Panel? No, we're happy. Okay, thank you. So, no further questions. So we will now moving into deliberation, and Mr. Silco will be advised of the decision within 5 working days. So thank you for attending the meeting today. So item number 5, any urgent business? Okay, thank you. So now we're going to end the meeting, and thank you very much for attending the panel today. Thank you.